remember going camping in New Hampshire every week of 4th of July from when I was 4 years old until I was 10. This year I was 6 years old and it was 2004. It was always my mom, my stepdad, my older brother, my sister, and me. And it was always the same routine from packing up and getting there, getting our camper ready, and stopping at the same rest stops all the way up. When we were there, we would drive up to our designated camping spot and set up things for the week. Or at least my parents set things up. My siblings and I usually ditched them a quarter of the way through and went to the playground. As the week progressed, everything was going as it usually would. We were going out to eat at the same restaurants and going to the same beaches. And it was the last night of our annual trip, and disaster struck. I remember being woken up by my brother and sister shaking me and telling me to wake up. And wake up. And when I finally was awake, all I could hear were howling winds, people yelling, and rain pouring against our camper. I was getting up out of bed and wanted to go stand in the corner, and my brother and sister told me to stay put because there was a tornado happening outside. I asked where our parents went, and my sister told me that they went to help people that were in the midst of everything else. I was worried, and about an hour later the sun started coming up and the rain and wind had stopped, and my parents came back to our camper and told us that some people were hurt but everything was fine. My stepdad asked if I wanted to go see the damage, and I went to go see the damage that the campground was facing. There were trees all over the road, and we couldn't drive through half the campground because there were people's belongings, fallen trees, and broken campers' tents, and summer houses. We stayed 3 days after to help clean up a lot of the debris that was over the road. My mom told me that what had happened was called a microburst, and it's like a mild tornado that happens during severe thunderstorms. We were lucky that none of our things were damaged, and we got to go home just a few days later. But after the years after we still went camping up there, it looked like nothing had happened.
Very nice. I'll take it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. We're pretty lucky.
What?
Was that the one that went through Overhand?
It was in
No, that
New
one
Hampshire.
was, I honestly couldn't remember the campground name. That was in New Hampshire, but it wasn't a tornado, it was a microburst. So it's like a mini tornado.
I go to my.
But then when I was 12, I was like in a tornado when I lived in Springfield.
Jesus.
Wow. Don't hang out with Cassie in the summer. I'm kidding. Alright. Alright, so I have James, and then Devin, and Tyler, and Mike, and then Harry. So depending on how many we get through. Okay, so hold on 1 second. Okay. Oh.